Good morning, everybody. I'm Rhonda Walker with an update on the breaking news that we have been following out of Woodhaven all morning. One man is now dead this morning of a self-inflicted gunshot as police have taken complete control of the active shooter and bomb threat situation at the Ford stamping plant there in Woodhaven. Shots were fired from inside of the plant. We've learned that that was a suspect, a part-time worker who was disgruntled, that turned the gun on himself. Police were prompted to evacuate the entire building. A search was underway, and all this while workers were outside calling loved ones. One took the time to speak with us about the events of this morning.
And one of the part-timers came in late, and instead of putting in the work, because to me he looked maybe he was on the influence or something, they sent him home, they walked him out. Well, like an hour and a half later, my chairman comes running through. He tells me to drop everything I'm doing, run as fast as you can, there's a shooter in the plant.
Quite a scary moment for all of the workers there. Once again, there is no longer an active threat at the Woodhaven stamping plant. Police have secured the situation, and we will have a full update on everything that unfolded there this morning, today at noon, in just a few moments.
Local 4 News begins right now with a breaking news alert.
The breaking news we've been following all morning, happening right here in Woodhaven, where there has been a massive police response after an employee brings a gun to the Woodhaven Ford stamping plant, causing the entire plant to evacuate.
So I started running, and I'm telling everybody when I'm running out the door, everyone behind me, run, run, there's a gunner. There's a guy with the gun, just run.
There was a lot of uncertainty when those workers were told to get out of the building as fast as possible. We now know that it was a disgruntled employee who had that gun. He was the only one hurt after he turned the gun on himself, taking his own life. The plant is in Woodhaven. It's located on West Road, just east of I-75. The entire plant evacuated shortly after 9 o'clock this morning in what police called an active shooter situation. Well, much more unfolded from there. We have team coverage. Coco McAvoy is talking with workers who were inside at the time and forced to run out. And also we have Sean Lay, who is on the scene as well, first on the scene, in fact. And Sean, we'll begin with you. What more have you learned?
Just got an update from police, Woodhaven police, saying that a 22-year-old part-time employee is the gunman here who came to this plant this morning to report for work. Now, employees and family members of employees describing to us that man was very agitated and very upset about being called out for being late several times. Now, at 9 this morning, we are told he walked into the plant armed with a gun, and then when that gun was spotted, the call went out over the loudspeaker. Employees telling us that it was just chilling to hear. Active shooter inside the plant. Everybody get out. Also, text messages were being sent, employee to employee, a text message blast to these Ford workers to get out of the plant. Meanwhile, the plant manager, his wife is here meeting with him right now, saying that he is incredibly shaken up. Here's why. That the employee, she says, made it to his office waving that gun, being very upset, and the plant manager and other employees worked very hard to try to calm that man down. Police were called. As police were arriving, that man turned the gun on himself. Again, we just got an update from Woodhaven police. Here's exactly what the chief had to say.
Shortly after 9 o'clock this morning, officers were called to the Woodhaven Ford stamping plant, reference a shooting that had just occurred. Despite earlier reports, no officers were involved in the shooting. No other people were injured. One subject, armed with a handgun, took his own life inside the complex at the Ford stamping plant. Officials are still inside right now, clearing the building.
Back here live, let's take a look at this. Our cameras capturing 2 Ford employees who were not injured in anything dealing with the gun, but due to the stress of the situation, the terror of the situation, one person was overcome, had to be removed by ambulance, and then a second person also seemed to have an injured leg while evacuating. Sky 4 showing you the magnitude of how big the Woodhaven stamping plant is, and that's going to take a long time for investigators to go through every inch of the plant. They say they will not leave here until they make sure sure nothing was left behind that could hurt anyone. They're going through, MSP and Woodhaven Police, going through the plant inch by inch. That's what they'll be doing all afternoon long. Again, no one hurt, no shots fired except for the gunman who brought that gun, shooting himself, a 22-year-old, they say not from the Downriver area. Rhonda, back to you.
Oh, Sean, but what a scary ordeal for that plant manager and anybody who was there who witnessed that man standing in front of them with a gun. We're going to turn our attention now to Coco McAvoy, who talked with workers that were inside of the plant when they were told to get out as fast as you can. There's a shooter in the building. Coco?
Good afternoon, Rhonda. You can't imagine the terror they felt when hearing those words. We did speak with an employee, also loved ones who were gathered outside here of the plant, and we want to show you a different vantage point here at the scene. You can see that employees are still evacuated out here. We're told that each employee has to speak with a police officer to give their information before they can be cleared from the scene here. However, we also have seen several employees leave to go home. One of those employees is Leonard. We spoke to him this morning following this incident. Take a listen.
This morning, I was on the line getting everything ready to go, and one of the part-timers came in late. And instead of putting in the work, because to me he looked maybe he was under the influence or something, they sent him home, they walked him out. Well, like an hour and a half later, my chairman comes running through. He tells me to drop everything I'm doing, run as fast as you can, there's a shooter in the plant. So I'm just saying, what the hell? What the hell's going on? So he said, run, Lenny, run. So I started running, and I'm telling everybody when I'm running out the door, everyone behind me, run, run, there's a gunner. There's a guy with the gun, just run. So then we all got outside, and then about 15 minutes later, I heard that it was the actual part-timer that got sent home early that was the shooter.
And Leonard, what thoughts were running through your mind when they were telling you to run?
That I didn't want to die. It's not my time. I got grandkids and everything. I didn't want to die.
Out here live now, you're taking another look at the scene here. Again, you can see several employees are evacuated out here. They also brought a bus here to the scene. I'm told that's so employees have a chance to sit down, also have a chance to use the bathroom, because again, they've been out here for hours following this incident. And as you heard from Leonard, this is obviously an extremely scary situation to be in as an employee. Fortunately, none of the employees were injured except for that part-time employee who shot himself. Now, along with speaking with Leonard, we also spoke to his son and wife who were out here very concerned after hearing the news, and you'll hear from them today at 5 o'clock. Back to you.
What a scary ordeal for all of those families. We'll be hugging their loved ones a lot tighter tonight. Coco, thank you. We will continue to keep you updated. You can see it's still an active scene there with authorities there. We'll keep you updated all afternoon long at clickondetroit.com as we hear more from the workers, plus our live coverage from the plant on Local 4 News beginning on First at 4. Meanwhile, in other news, several teens are now being questioned in Genesee County after rocks were thrown off of an I-75 overpass, killing one driver below. 32-year-old Kenneth White of Mount Morris Township was in the passenger seat of a van heading south along I-75 when the windshield was hit by a large rock. The rock went through the windshield and hit White in the head, killing him. Police say that 4 other cars were also hit by large rocks. No other injuries were reported in those incidents. Police are investigating after a girl is hit by a car in Warren. Police are telling us that the girl was on her bike in the crosswalk area of Hoover and Common outside of Cousino High School when a car hit her. The driver did stay on the scene and cooperated with investigators. The girl suffered only minor injuries. And let's get over to Brandon. Another beautiful day coming our way. Boy, does that look pretty.
I mean, cloudless out there, and the winds have really relaxed today, so probably the nicest day thus far on a pretty good week. Look at these numbers out there right now. 66 in Monroe, it's 64 Howell, Ann Arbor, 65 in Mount Clemens, 66 in Port Huron. The winds only anywhere between 6 and 12 miles an hour around the area, coming out of the south. Once again, just slowly warming us up. Middle 60s right now. fabulous, fantastic, finally Friday. Temps heading to near 70 degrees at 2 o'clock and 73 our afternoon high temperature. High school football tonight looks good. It's dry. Sun goes down at 6:43 earlier and earlier, but numbers will fall back down through the 60s. Grab a sweatshirt, whatever your plans are tonight. It's not going to be real cool, but the sun does set sooner and it does create coolness a little quicker. Coming up, we'll talk about a change that is finally coming our way, whether you want it or not, and a look at the winter outlook ahead.
I don't even know if we want to hear about that winter outlook, Brandon. All right, we'll check in with you in a few. Meanwhile, drivers, beware. We have a traffic alert for you. The Detroit-Windsor Tunnel will be undergoing a major facelift of the concrete inside. It's the final phase of the nearly $22 million project, prompting closures for the tunnel that will start today until October 30th at 5:30 in the morning. A complete closure of the tunnel. The renovations are scheduled for completion in June of 2018. The Tigers are set to introduce their new manager this afternoon. He is former longtime Minnesota Twins manager Ron Gardenhire, and he is set to replace Brad Ausmus. The Tigers will be announcing the move at 1 o'clock this afternoon right outside of Comerica Park. The deal is expected to be for 3 years. Local 4 at noon, just getting started. Still ahead, a school bus catches fire with more than a dozen students on board. Now we're learning what the bus driver did to get everyone off safe. Here at home, we're keeping you updated with the breaking news out of Woodhaven, where police say a disgruntled employee has killed himself at the Ford stamping plant after a standoff between him and some of the employees there, including the plant manager. The man brought the gun to the plant around 9 this morning. It prompted the evacuation. No one else was hurt, and there is no longer a threat at the plant. Stay with Local 4. We do expect to learn more as the day continues. We'll be right back.
Right now.
Welcome back, everybody. A terrifying scene played out in Charlotte, North Carolina yesterday when a school bus caught on fire and the flames engulfed the entire front of this bus. Just take a look at it. The bus broke down and just moments earlier, but the bus driver was able to get it started back up, but that's when investigators say that an accidental fire started in the bus's engine that was inspected just 2 weeks ago. Luckily, the bus driver acted very quickly. When she smelled the smoke, she got all 16 students off safely. Shortly after everyone was off, the fire broke out.
And then that's when the front just exploded.
What a terrifying ordeal for that bus driver and the students. One person was treated for smoke inhalation, but they are all expected to be okay. Inspectors will be taking a closer look at that bus on Monday to figure out why this happened, but thankfully everyone's okay. Senator Bernie Sanders will no longer be speaking at the Women's Convention at Cobo Center next weekend. He was scheduled to be the keynote speaker. The news comes just days after heavy criticism over the senator's role at the conference. Sanders will instead be traveling to Puerto Rico to address the emergency situation there following Hurricane Maria. No word yet on who may replace Sanders as the keynote speaker at that conference.
New at noon.
It's Halloween weekend time. It's only about a week or two away, and that means that there are plenty of scares at the big screen. Your box office preview just ahead. We aren't too far away from Halloween, Brandon. Wow.
Last weekend was the weekend to get out and see a movie. Not so much this weekend. Warm weather from the south continues to pour in, but we are tracking some changes soon. Next.
She's a local mom with a dream to become an entrepreneur.
I would stand in the store in the holidays and I would look and I would see all the toy products and I would say one day, my product's gonna be there.
It didn't happen overnight, but it happened.
I thought, you know what, maybe I got a business.
Now she's sharing the secrets of her success.
I knew it was a good idea.
Tonight at 11, how one woman turned a simple idea into big business and the advice she has for others who want to follow in her footsteps.
Don't wait.
Diamonds
Welcome back, everybody. If you have some outdoor plans this weekend, I know a lot of folks are going to be out at high school football games. I'm going to watch my cousin at West Bloomfield High School.
Go green.
Looks like some good weather for everybody in the stands.
Yeah.
And the players. Don't
right.
forget the players. But it's the parents in the stands that suffer sometimes.
And they may prefer the players for it to be a little bit cooler than it is. But it's going to be nice. Don't worry. I've got you covered. Rhonda, if you don't mind, I'm going to get the bad news out of the way first.
I do mind. If you're talking about winter, well, just wait till December.
My show is already set up here. Kind of have to do this now. This is from NOAA, National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration, put out their 3-month outlook for the winter, December, January, February. And temperatures first, looks like the southern third of the country is going to be unusually warm this year, all the way up perhaps into New England, and parts of the Northwest and High Plains colder than normal. We average here during this stretch about 33, 34 inches of snow, and that's total precipitation, including rain and reduced snow. It's about 6.5 inches of measurable water from whatever systems we get. And the winter outlook for precipitation has Michigan in the wetter than normal category. So we are expecting maybe a little more rain and snow this winter than average anyway. And we've been doing all right. Last year, although it was warm, we had plenty of water coming and going, mostly in the form of rain. And you remember 3 and 4 winters ago, we had brutal heavy snows here. So what will happen? I don't know. I just gave you the NOAA outlook for 3 months. 64 right now, just barely a cloud in the sky. We are warm, we are calm, low mid 70s for highs. Overnight tonight down to 52 degrees. But for your football games tonight, it's not that cool. It's sunset at 6:43 and temps mainly in the 60s. So it's, you know, light jacket or sweatshirt weather, but barely. I think some long sleeve t-shirts may be all right. The relief to the west for the wildfires is finally coming here, and they're getting quite a bit of heavy rain in the Cascade Mountains out west, but we will eventually start to see some of that moisture work in here toward the end of the weekend. Nothing today, nothing happening through the day tomorrow other than maybe a few more clouds. And then it was always thought dinner time for showers on Sunday, and the model does show a few around dinner time, but more of it coming through overnight Sunday into Monday. So we're dry and we're warm all weekend in the 70s, Rhonda. Monday, starting with morning showers, and the cool down begins. 60s Monday, but 50s and wet on Tuesday, Wednesday.
So maybe you might want to go see these movies early next week. It is Halloween weekend. That's almost here. So that means there are scary movies you might want to check out. Some opening this weekend. Raphael Seth has a look at what to expect at this week's box office.
I ain't scared of nothing. Tyler Perry pulls a hit and run in Boo 2: A Madea Halloween. This latest chapter finds the beloved character facing her demons literally. Her niece is at a spooky lake party full of teenagers, and Madea is on her way to find those kids before a chainsaw killer does. Boo 2 is rated PG-13.
I'm thinking that he's going after women that he disapproves of.
Michael Fassbender doesn't have a snowball's chance in The Snowman. This Scandinavian scarefest casts Fassbender as a police investigator. He's joined by Mission Impossible's Rebecca Ferguson on the trail of a Norwegian serial killer who enjoys putting his victims on ice. The Snowman is rated R.
Sooner or later, fire's gonna come knocking in our hometown.
Josh Brolin is in the hot seat in Only the Brave. This one's based on the true story of the Granite Mountain Hotshots, a team of Arizona firefighters training for elite status. But when they finally pass that test, a huge wildfire is waiting to give them what amounts to a final exam. Only the Brave is rated PG-13.
This wasn't a malfunction. It was intentional.
Gerard Butler knows an inconvenient truth in Geostorm. This unnatural disaster flick plays on the premise of a fix for global warming. Satellites are in place to diffuse the increasingly harsh weather, but when someone hijacks the rainmaker, it's up to Butler to be the calm after the storm. Geostorm is rated PG-13. That's the box office preview. Raphael Seth, Local 4.
And we'll be right back with a breaking news update out of Woodhaven after the break. have been following from Woodhaven, where a disgruntled worker has killed himself after bringing a gun into the Ford stamping plant. We've learned that he is a 22-year-old part-time employee who had been with the company since March. He turned the gun on himself inside of the plant, right in front of the plant manager and others who were trying to calm him down. All employees are accounted for. However, the building is now closed for the rest of the day so that all of those workers inside, forced to evacuate rapidly, can go home and hug their loved ones. We will have a live report again today on Local 4 News, first at 4. Thank you so much for being with us on this Friday. We hope that you have a great day and a great weekend, and come back and see us at 4, 5, and 6 later today.